There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another live stream. There was no live stream yet last week, so it's actually been 2 weeks, and it's amazing how quickly you get completely out of the routine of starting up a stream. I was forgetting everything, like, oh, I have to have my controller box running and a microphone. Anyway, good evening, guys. We have, let me see who we have. Scroll a bit. Bouncy Stickman, nice to see you. We have David, we have Hercules, Don Glory here, of course. We have Milan. Is that there, David? Yeah, Mad Monkey. Oh, hello. Damned 5, first time seeing me live. Welcome. We have, oh wow, Iron Ranger, Gamelos, Gracer Elite, lots and lots of guys. Decaf, Mr. Doodle. Anyway, good evening, guys. I hope you are enjoying your evening. We're gonna be starting the live stream here in a second. Just gonna give some time for people to both show up and have a bit of chat with you guys tonight. I actually have a few things I want to mention before we start the live stream. First of all, if you hear weird sounds during the live stream like that, oh, I should actually click into the game. Oh, you can't see the game screen anyway. I'm actually currently trying out, I've been using it for the last couple of weeks, wow, that's even transparent as well. I'm trying out Game Glass. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. I did a review of it earlier last week. I've really been enjoying it. Basically like an app you run on your tablet that clearly works not very well on a green screen. That's fun because the buttons here are actually blue, but I'm running on a green screen. I don't know, but it's quite a fun little thing. I did a review of it, and it works quite well once you get it set up. And now I think I managed to mute my HUD in game. Hold on, I hit something that I shouldn't have hit. Oh, God! Just look at this. Just gonna go in game quickly here. I managed to completely mute my HUD, and where's the? Oh, here we go. HUD in the color. In the corner. Oh, I should probably click in game, otherwise it's not working. There we go. There's the button for turning HUD colors on and off. Nice. Good. Anyway, let's just get back to the face cam because there's a few things I want to talk about before we... Reflections on my headset is also chroma keyed. It is. Probably only when I'm looking straight. Hold on. It looks okay. I don't know. Yeah, I should probably do I could do a dual key on it. I often do that when I do full screen stuff, but not for live streaming. It's not important. It's a live stream. It's allowed to be a little bit more janky. Anyway, I don't know how many of you guys are following me on Twitter. I'm not awfully... Whoa, what was that? Hold on. It okay? Okay. Just something falling somewhere. Okay, anyway. Where was I? Oh yeah, Twitter. I don't know how many of you guys are following me on, that's Twitch. Twitter, there we go. I don't know how many of you guys are following me on Twitter. I'm not awfully active over there, but I did just post a tweet. I'll mention it in Hello Dave on Monday as well. So don't worry, but I just wanted to mention it during the live stream now that we have a little bit of time to sit and have a chat and stuff like that. The month of April is actually going to be quite an exciting month for me, I think, because at the beginning of April, I'm getting married. And right after the wedding, we're going on our honeymoon. And that means that I won't be around for pretty much all the month of April. Means there will be no live streams, there I won't do Hello Daves because I'll be on the other side of the planet. And I probably won't post a whole lot of videos. But my girlfriend or fiance actually suggested that what about like inviting you guys in to do like guest videos? So if any of you have ever thought, you know what, it could be fun to do like a to try to be like a YouTuber for a day and get your video posted, then the idea was to have you guys, if you want, make a video, and I will then post it and schedule it over the month of April, and that will be like a community. If you have a small YouTube channel yourself, you can get that highlighted. Or if you just want to try to make something like a music video, or what do I know, as long as you keep it public domain, all the music, then of course that's and thank you for all the congratulations in chat. But something along those lines, I'll probably go into more depth with it in Hello Dave, but if any of you guys are interested, get in touch with me. My email should be in the description below the video. It is, yes, and say, when people are, there's a lot of different things people need to keep in mind about it. So when I begin to get in touch with people who might be interested in this, then we'll look into actually talking over the rules that will be, and just to make this a little bit easier, because there's a few things like when people post stuff, obviously you can't just go and steal stuff off other people, because it is going up on my channel, so I will be reviewing everything you do, and I kind of have to trust that people don't just go out and steal something, so I get a takedown, or even worse, a copyright claim, or even worse, a takedown. But I will be reviewing all that stuff, but not going to go there, just letting you know that I think that will be happening. Okay. Let's actually get in game, and let's begin looking into today's little project. Now, this is the Blunderbuss, and I should actually probably go and take this on Coriolis instead, because did I have it open on Coriolis? I think I did, but nope, I didn't. Let me get this up for you guys as well. Okay. Here's the build on Coriolis. Now, as it is right now, getting minor issues with the sound. Okay. What kind of issues? I can try to move the microphone a little closer, but I don't have any noise threshold on or anything like that that should. If you're having issues with sound, try to refresh the stream and see if that helps. Okay. Those who are having issues, try to F5 the stream and see if that helps. No issue. So some people have issues with the sound cutting out. Some people have issues with. Okay, I hope it's okay. Let's go over the build. I'm not going to go into detail. I did a showcase of it a while back, but after I did it, because I'm running Cytoscramblers here, and they're going to see they do an amazing amount of damage for a small weapon, a lot of people suggested, oh, you should go with phasing sequence. Initially, I disregarded phasing sequence because lower DPS, and the fact that I thought, or my idea was that, well, the armor penetration or armor piercing here on those are 1, meaning they're gonna do Cyto, as with Cytos. Yeah, I don't know. They're just called Cytoscrambler. But the armor piercing means that if you're hitting any larger targets with these, they'll do no damage. But if the damage that goes through from phasing hits and goes directly through hardness and resistance and everything, if it gets turned into absolute, just goes straight through and hits the armor directly, then it might actually be worthwhile, because the damage output of these are so insane. Might be better just going straight up pacifiers all the way, I don't know. But that's what we're going to test today. I want to try and put these on. You can see we do lose a bit of DPS here, but basically change these over to phasing sequence and just test to see how much damage they can actually do to the hull of a ship before the shield goes down. It's still going to be a significant amount of damage, and I think I saw someone mention in a comment on last week's Hello Dave that it's about 9% of the damage going through. So that means it's it's gonna be combined from all these like 12 DPS ish going through. That's about the same as a small multi-cannon. So this should be a single small multi-cannon if that's true. That's about 9%. But again, if it goes straight through resistance, straight through hardness, it might be a lot more effective than a small multi-cannon. It might actually be a lot closer to a medium multi-cannon, and then it might actually be worth it. I don't know. At least that's what I'm going to do now. We're going to head out, we're going to put facing on it, and then see where we go from there. I think I'm just going to head into Inara real quick, just to see if I can't find where I could go. Let's actually zoom in a bit so it's easier for you to read this. Okay, so we want to find someone who do burst lasers, and it doesn't matter which level they do it, so that means the Dweller of Broken Quinn, who is closest to Shinrata. 200. Okay, so we go to the Dweller. That should be fair enough. That's only 75. Let's see if we can't make it there without actually refueling. Let me just get in game. See, recycled. That was my initial thought, but the reason why they do no damage to hulls is because of the low armor hardness. But if facing sequence ignores armor hardness, then we are in a very, very different situation, and they might actually be able to do some damage to hull. Okay, we can make it without refueling, so launch and go. Now, if this is working, obviously I'll be using that, but I am planning to try and see if I can make this into a more useful build that doesn't empty the pacifiers so quickly. They are spending a lot of ammo on those at the moment, and I'm really hoping I can get rid of those, rid of that ammo consumption. Whoa, I've been flying Anaconda for the last all day yesterday, and going from the Anaconda to something like this is quite a bit of a difference. But it's all dependent on if they go through the armor hardness or not. If they just ignore armor hardness and it's just straight damage that goes straight from the hit point pool, ignoring resistance, ignoring armor, ignoring everything, then it might be worth it. If they do not ignore armor hardness, well, then, as Recycle says, they will be pretty pathetic. Real Kenny Ray says, "Thank God I'm late. We're just undocked. You haven't missed much. Wow. Blah, blah, blah. Is this updated? Nope, not yet. I'll see if it will when I jump. Just try to keep an eye on Game Glass. See when it actually updates during the jump. Is it only when you land in the system? I guess it would be, because right now we're not in the system. We are still unknown. There we go. Okay, so as soon as you land in the system, it updates. Yes, okay, perfect. Oh, I didn't even check. Do I have the materials to do the facing sequence? Hold on. Facing sequence. Do I have 3, so that's 15. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I do. Perfect. Ooh, dodged the bullet there. It has a client on the PC side, if you're talking about Game Glass. Basically, you run, you can show it to you here. You just run, nope, come on. Streamy thingy? No? There we go. You just run a client locally where you're logged in. Whoops. Where you're logged in. And then, if I go back into the game here, whoops. And then you just run an app on your tablet, and it's allowed me to go like system map. Oh, no, come on. and it opens up the system map, right? And the same right now, we're doing hyperspace jump. So as you can see, if you can't see that because of chroma key, I can click hyperspace jump right there, and it starts by hyperspace jump. In-game sound, sorry. There we go. Forgot it. I had it turned off at the beginning. Forgot to add that. Haven't missed bust except Astro's getting married. Yeah. I should stream my bachelor party. See, now that would be different or difficult because I don't know when it is. Obviously. And I don't think that's a good idea. Wow, Real Kenny Ray, thanks a lot for the super chat. Wait for the donation, or wait for the ticker. No? No ticker? Ah, there we go. Delayed as always. Thanks a lot, that's awesome. That's really generous of you. Best YouTube for Elite. I'm glad you like it. I hope you have a fuel scoop. Nope, no fuel scoop, but next system is our destination, so it's okay. If you guys, hold on, just find this as well. Oh, this is not a sponsored live stream or anything, but since I'm playing around with Game Glass. Anyway, if you guys are interested in having a look, there's a link for it there. Where you can go and you can check it out if you want to. Okay, in system, where be engineers, there go black hide. The real Kenny Ray, it was Kenny Ray already taken? I guess, I don't know. And I'm gonna overshoot because I'm too busy looking at chat. Oh yeah, there's another thing I completely forgot to mention at the beginning that I want to mention. I am on call at work right now, meaning there is a slight chance that my work phone is gonna be ringing at some point. If it does, I will have to pause the live stream for a second while I take it. If it's something serious, I will have to cut the live stream short. I do not expect there to be anything, but in case something goes wrong, I might get a phone call, but let's hope not. Do I have any experience with Whirlpool products? No, but I hopefully will within this month. I have stick and throttle incoming, and it's been... I'm still waiting for it to be shipped. I ordered it back in the beginning of, what, November, I think? And they said it was planned to... They were planning to ship it sometime in February, so... anytime soon, hopefully. And of course, when I get my new HOTAS, I will of course I'm planning to do 2 videos on it, at least 2 videos on it. The first one's just gonna be unboxing and initial impressions of it. And then later on I'll do a proper review, but I don't want to do the review before I've actually spent time flying with it for at least a couple of weeks. Because I feel if I have to do a proper review of something like that, I need to spend some time actually getting used to it and trying it out and finding all these more annoying things there probably will be. But yeah, that's that is hopefully gonna come in the not too distant future. Oh, we're all the way up here. Oh, hello Marcus. Been a while. How are you doing? Yeah, I think the last unbox I did was indeed my my new camera that I'm using right now. That was actually an unboxing live stream even. I think I will do a video next time. I'll probably deploy my landing gear. Experimental effect. Phasing sequence. Oh, look, here it's only... Oh, it says... Okay, yeah, it says minus 10% here, but that's because we have overcharged there. That gives us plus a little bit, I guess. Okay, well, that's fair enough. Let's go phasing sequence. Module burst fire. Modulating burst fire system designed to defeat shielding. A small amount of damage is able to bleed through shield and attack the target's hull directly at the cost of minor damage reduction. Experimental effects. Phasing sequence. Experimental effect. Phasing sequence. And it was too also to mention that we should look into overcharged. I'm not sure overcharged would be the best option actually. That allow me to make my point. If I could actually find... No, I shouldn't have closed that. God damn it, Astro. Here we go. This is the one I was looking for. Now I have all the windows open. Boop, there we go. So right now I'm running short range with phasing sequence, but if we change this over to overcharged and phasing sequence, just to that should be the same. And you can actually see that the short range gives higher DPS than overcharged. And even if you go, the one you wanted, what people were talking about was initial impact, it does increase the jitter quite significantly. But then again, the damage now, if we change this one to initial impact as well, let's see if it's still... Yeah, look at that. Short range initial impact, 72 DPS from a small hard point. But again, it's the difference between having a 1.7 degree jitter to a 4.7 degree jitter. That's pretty significant. Jitter doesn't matter within 600 meters. Probably won't. I mean, if we could make this work. I mean, problem is we're already taking down shields so quickly that I think I would rather go with the short range phasing sequence if that works. And then try that out. But I guess, I mean, we have the weapons now. Let's just head in game. And let's see if we can't find somewhere. There's a ring planet. Are we so lucky that that happened to have a hash-rest site? Gotta get my thing over on combat mode here. There we go.
Ship released. Departure authorized.
Oh, I got the speed on this thing. Oh, align with escape vector. There we go. Yes, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, remember to go down and give it a like. I have a mail. Oh. Core Hunter's back in Russia. Perfect. Yeah, but so Fifulito says, but you have to factor in NPC's shield resistance, not with phasing sequence. Well, most of the damage are still just hits the shield as normal, but a little bit just bleeds through and ignores the shield resistance, armor resistance, and maybe armor hardness. So the extra damage will still only translate to roughly the same, but with added jitter. While you have time, explain jitter. Okay, so jitter, it depends on the weapon how it works. When it comes to something like a hit scan weapon, let's say you have jitter, or pretty much actually most weapons that can have jitter. Jitter is inaccuracies in where you shoot. So if you have something like, you will see it here in a second when you see me firing the scramblers here. When you normally have a scrambler or having a laser, it will always hit approximately the same spot. There's a little bit of movement, but it will approximately always hit the same spot. But when you have jitter, it will like bounce around and it will be all over the place. And that angle is how big of a spread it hits within, right? So if I have a 1.7 degree jitter, that means you have from where I'm firing a 1.7 degree cone going out, and I will hit somewhere in that cone. And if I increase that to 4.7, then there is a much wider cone, obviously exaggerated here, but meaning it will hit in a wider area. And that's why if you get close enough, jitter doesn't matter. However, if you're using something like frag cannons, for instance, they also have jitter. The jitter on the frag cannons is just the spread of all the fragments. So they just shoot out a frag cannon, they will shoot out a small cone of small fragments that will, when hit the ship, do a ton of damage. And again, the jitter here is just how big that cone is. Okay. Are we close now? Oh, hold on, what's going on here? Oh, I got to the squadron thingy. Yeah, so whenever anything scatters at range, it's the jitter. Okay, we're within 1,000, let's see. Yes, we have hazardous sites. Perfect. So we can actually just fly back and forth and try different things here. Hello over on Twitch and welcome. I think I'll try to keep it simple here for the test. And we'll go for the worst case scenario if we can, try to find something like an Anaconda or something like that. Dirt Driver says hello from Florida. Well, hello. Whee! That's a beautiful gas giant. I like that. Oh, look at the rings. How you have like a ring within the ring. Modern generic research. Let's go for that one. That's still in daylight. I like how the ring changes colors there in the middle. That looks great. And hopefully we can find something like a gunship or dropship or preferably Anacondas. That's... And we're gonna crash and burn into this resource extraction site. Just you wait and see. Oh, we've actually gotta make it, I think. You okay? No, not quite. Okay. This ship is quick, it's okay. Do we use any texture modifications? Nope. This is as standard as Elite comes. Just sold low temperature diamonds for 1.6 million credits. That's pretty good. Is it really? I actually haven't been paying attention to low temps for the last couple of days. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. But I guess while we're flying in towards the site anyway, let's just quickly go and take a look at low temps. This live stream is going to be all over the place anyway. So I just want to see where low temps at, where void opals at right now. Because now low temps should have had a chance to kind of settle in a little bit. Oh, we are actually seeing stations with some very decent prices here still. And a decent qualities. I mean, sure, if you come in with 500, that's like 10%, then you might see a small reduction, but it's not going to be a lot. One void opals. And void opals are still having stations with no demand, so you can do the no demand sell trade. What about here? Huh. Interesting. Seems like low temperature diamonds might be the way to go. Haha! I'm about to fly into a rock. Okay, lots of ships around me here. I'm guessing the space cow is mining. Let me just get my game glass here. Look, yes, he's clean. Deploy my hard points. Now I'm getting scanned, but I don't want to fight like phantoms and those kind of stuff. I want to have something a little bit easier to start with. I want to find like an Anaconda, ideally. Oh, that is even an Alliance Enforcer, so it doesn't matter. Oh, that's a dropship. That's more like it. Just hope he's alone. No, he's in a wing of 2, so he's flying with the Python. Okay. It could be a lot worse, I guess. I guess we're gonna give this a go. See if we can actually get the jump on this guy here. We don't not want to be right behind him. We want to wait for him to slow down a little bit. He's gonna go and scan his next target, then we're gonna go for him. We put a little bit of pips to engines, we should be able to easily keep up with him. Okay, somebody is attacking now. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for the jump here in a second because I don't want him to begin moving too much. So now look at the jitter here in a second. Ah. That didn't do a whole lot. Oh, I forgot my pips here. I forgot the Python too. I was so focused on looking at the damage from the hull. That didn't really do a whole lot, did it? Let's try the Python here. It's okay. This ship has a very weak shield, but it's mainly armor tanked. Come on, get close to him. Yeah, so it did like a few percentage. Weakened his hull. And, stand still. No, the perfect shot there. There we go, he's gone. I'm not too impressed, to be honest. I mean, 2-3% hull damage, if that's all, then I would much rather have the overcharged. We can go and we can try out inertial impact. But for those of you guys, if you just want to look at Jitter again, you can see here when I'm firing there's the scramblers. Look how they like bounce around when I fire them. That's the Jitter, and that is the part that's gonna get progressively worse as I get higher and higher Jitter. I just want to see if I can't find something with a bit more difficult shield. So ideally if we can just find an Anaconda or something, that would be great. Works better the more shield. Yeah, so I'll try to find something big. Can you fire on third person? Yes, I can. So where is the lasers at? See, there they are. Okay, it's difficult to see because the angle is so low. So if we just do like this, where is it? There it is, right? So we have it. Oh, I need to set my sensitivity down a bit here. Oh, like so. Oh, it's... Does it make sense? How it's like all over the place. Maybe if I actually... You know what? I have an idea. If I do like this, it's probably easier to see. Yeah, now you can actually see it. How they are all over the place. And you can actually make it even more visible if you want to. We can do like this. Yeah, this is just one laser. So as you can see, it is pretty much just all over the place. And that's why I don't mind going short range on them, because we don't lose a lot of effective combat range. Because with this Jitter like this, we're not going to hit anything outside 500 meters anyway. You saw what happened with the Python when he moved out beyond 500 meters. I could barely hit him out there. So we need to keep these guys up close and personal anyway. So it doesn't really matter with us going short range. And short range gives us more DPS than overcharge does. What do we have here? Python? Wanted Python. Oh, he already lost his shields. Well, almost. Come on, get closer, get closer, get closer. Okay, he's gone. I'm a little afraid to go with more jitter than we already have. But I guess we are in system, so why not give it a go? I mean, if we can get even more DPS out of these things, why not? Gonna jump through the ring here. Oh, of course it wouldn't. I'd hoped we could manage to make it into Super Cruise without getting dropped into the ring. Feel free to test the initial, but remember that shields have a 40% resistance versus kinetic compared to 20% versus heat. Minus 20% versus heat. So those half kinetic and those have... Yeah, it works only for high wakes, you're right. There we go. Here's like Stormtrooper accuracy. Yeah, exactly. You are right. With going with inertial impact, we are going to convert a lot of our damage over to kinetic. The question is if these become any effective against hull at all, or oh, I'm still locked on to the site. Hold on. Of course, I didn't even target my destination. I just can't find it. Just gonna do it like this. No, you can't do damage to hull. You have one armor piercing, so you can do damage to hull. It's not a lot, but you can. And I never understood the fascination with trying to make phasing sequence do something that they're absolutely not designed to do. I guess it's because people see those high damage numbers and say, oh, if we just make those damage numbers work against armor, it would be amazing. Obviously you can't. But we're gonna go and check out Inertial Impact, and we're gonna try it and just for fun see what happens. And then I think I'll go over and talk about how I want to change up the build in terms of damage output, right? Because you can see on those small engagements there, the frag cannons start out with... How much do they start with even? That's not the right browser. This is the right browser. So the frag cannons start out with 180 loaded and 180 in spare and 6 loaded. So we already spent 42 rounds of ammo from each gun, just from those short engagements. Which is a rather significant amount of ammo. Do we need a shield target to play with? No, it's okay. Thanks for the offer, though. It's not... the amount of damage that bleeds through is... I don't know. It wasn't a lot. Maybe it would be more if we found like an Anaconda, but even on the Anacondas, it only takes a few seconds for this to strip its shield. I think it is a lot more effective to just... strip the shield, switch over to the pacifiers, and then just get rid of the armor with those, because they are extremely effective, and no matter what we do, I don't think the the scramblers are ever going to be as effective to take down hull as those pacifiers are. But for the hell of it, and also so we can just see the massive, almost 5 degrees of jitter. Yeah, initial impact turns all thermal damage to kinetic. That is part of initial impact. I mean, if we go and look at the scramblers now. Where are they? There they are. Right, we can see thermal load. Where are the damage types on this? Damage. Oh yeah, damage type thermal. It says down right, last thing on the right hand column. Yeah, but remember guys, this is not a PvP build. This is meant to be a PvE build. It's meant to take down exactly the kind of targets I was just shooting at. It might be that this is very effective in a PvP situation, but that's not what this build is for. This build is designed for being something you take out to hunt NPCs. And it might be that if I get up against a fully engineered ship with tons and tons of like 10,000 effective hit points and shield, that I'll be able to do some significant damage to the hull before the shield goes down. And that is probably completely fine if that's what you want to do. Yeah, but no guys, okay. The premise of this build, the idea with this build is to have like very weak shields, a lot of armor. Might change that around at some point, but not necessarily have the strongest shields. But what I'm working towards is making this into a material collector. This means I want to be able to go, pick a fight, take down a target as fast as I can, collect the materials, and then find the next target. So I'm not going to take this thing into a conflict zone, because that would not be the most effective way to take this, because it's not designed to be under continuous fire. This is designed to just be able to take enough damage that it can survive a single engagement, collect the materials, that's at least the way I want it to when the build is done, and then move on to the next target. It's not designed to deal with spec ops, it's not designed to deal with pirates, like pirate attack things. It's not designed to deal with conflict zones. It's designed specifically for high-risk farming of big slow ships. So it can go down to probably, as we saw here, Python can be done. But that is... What the hell is going on here? That is what this thing is designed for, very, very specifically. It's a very, very specialized build. This would never, ever work in a conflict zone. It is designed for high-risk sites, or hash-risk sites. Oh, should probably watch my landing here. Exactly, Broken One. It is designed to be a fun thing to just take out to a hash rest, shoot some NPCs, collect materials in the process, and hopefully have a bit of laugh while you do it. Okay, let's just for fun switch these things over. Do I have for inertial impact? Yes, okay. Wow, okay. And do I have to go back to oversized if I want that later? Yes. I do. That jitter though. And the last one. Okay, David says he's been using it in the conflict zone and it works well. I think it could work in a conflict zone if we buff the shield a little bit, because as it is right now, I don't think I'll be comfortable taking it into a conflict zone. Just gonna get outside the no fire zone. There we go. So now look at the jitter now. Look at that! Oh my god! I completely forgot that the lasers just become so... yeah, much more prominent. Yeah, exactly. I think that's one of the changes I want to do to it too. I want to get rid of some of the hull, change it out for some stronger shields. I still want to keep the fast recharge, because we will have a lot of downtime between targets as we look for the next target, we scoop materials, that kind of stuff. So that's why it's not ideal for conflict zones, because in a conflict zone you can't always have those. You can't always have those long, extended downtimes where you just sit and wait. You will, if you're sitting there and you're pledged to a faction, you will end up having random NPCs come and shoot you. Pink Floyd laser display. Alright, let's head back out towards that that gas giant there. And as people of course mentioned before, the scramblers will now have changed over to kinetic, as you can see there. It'll be interesting to see what these things could do against the hull now. I think I'm gonna try to actually shoot some holes down with it. Because now that we are kinetic, I don't know, maybe we can actually do some damage now. What's the standard kinetic damage for hulls? I can't even remember. Is it 0%? Oh, it's actually -20. Okay. But we will still be suffering from the low armor piercing. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to slow this thing down. Then we can talk about what I want to do with the pacifiers in the meantime. So the problem with the pacifiers is the fact that we are running double shot. That means we're pretty much consuming twice the ammo. So what I've been considering was, instead of going double shot, then go with rapid fire. Does that a small amount of jitter, half a degree. I don't think it's that bad for half a degree, and then still have the screening shell for the fast reload. The DPS while it's firing is actually a lot higher. But that is because the insane rate of fire. But the reload time, you can see here, the sustained DPS is... That's probably because of weapon capacitor. Yeah, it was weapon capacitor. I'm not sure if this takes... reloading into consideration. I don't think it does. But rapid fire is... Yeah. Sheet DPS wise, it's pretty amazing. Alternatively... because we are a little tight on power. We actually have a bit of power to play with. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was. I mean, we could go overcharged. That is gonna increase our thermal load. I don't think that's a big issue. But overcharged with screening shell. Yeah, so you can see this DPS does not take reload into consideration, because you can see here, if I remove the special effect, the damage doesn't change even though the reload is halved. So it just takes the reload down from 2.5 seconds, from 5 seconds to 2.5 seconds. Which is really nice, so we can get that second salver off as quickly as possible. But I think I am more in favor of... Also because if we go like that, look at that reload. 0.8 seconds or 0.9 seconds. I don't know if you can see this, guys. Zoom in a bit. Where did they go? Yeah, 0.8 seconds. Rounded up to 0.9 seconds. That's almost instant. That's actually pretty good. We can get some shots really, really quickly. We do get a small amount of jitter, but I don't think it's too bad. Okay, let's jump back in game. Let's see if we missed the planet by now. Yeah, we have. We overshot it. Like, quite a bit. Oops. Let's try that again. Yeah, but is that sustained? I think that's sustained DPS. If I turn the scramblers off... Yeah, you're right. That is the sustained DPS. So that means we can have 120 with rapid fire screening shell. What if we go overcharged? High capacity could also be... Oh, high capacity actually gives some rate of fire bonuses. Overcharged screening shell. That is significantly less. And just for fun, just want to see high capacity, how much damage we actually lose. Huh. So going high, look at this. Hold on, where are we at in game? In game. We still have a little bit of time. If we compare this to overcharged screening shell. Look at that. The damage difference there is none, basically. It's almost the same going high capacity as overcharged in these cases here when you calculate in the reload. But here you have a lot more ammo to play with. I think we're about to be there now. Yeah, about the same distance where we started. That's actually interesting that high capacity gives about the same damage output as overcharged. But obviously it's not gonna... But I'm about to go like efficient screening shell. That's even worse than that. That means rapid fire screening shell is still like, that's an additional 50% damage. It was like around 80 and it went up to 120, so it's like 50% extra damage if you go rapid fire. Now we're shooting again. I should pay more attention to my flying, otherwise we're gonna be staying out here in Super Cruise all day. What's a Cytoscrambler? Cytoscrambler is a small, fixed burst laser that you get from power play that is extremely effective against shield, but do next to no damage against hull. And we're playing around with it today just to see what we can make it do. And if it can be made effective against hull. I think if there's any loadout that's going to give us any chance of doing some significant hull damage, this one is it. A mamba. And a few space cows. Is that actually a space cow wing? Deadly space cow. Oh, Anaconda. Just what I was looking for. Master Anaconda, not the most difficult. Ah, damn it, he's clean. Mamba is probably wounded. There's another Anaconda. Alliance Enforcer. Are we not at the Hasras? Did I jump into the wrong? I am at the Hasras. What's going on with all the Alliance Enforcers and Anacondas? Okay, a Python. We were fighting a Python before. Let's try to see if we can fight a Python again. Okay, this is a wing of 3, it looks like. At least 2 Pythons. Nope, nope, he's actually solo. Well, in that case, let's just wait for him to present a nice target. They're not that effective against shields anymore. What about hull? See, they still do no damage against hull. That was the bump that did 2% damage there. Need to get in close and personal here. Whereas if we switch over to the pacifiers, there we go. So I don't think I like the, as fun as they look, I don't think the impact ones is for me. He's in a wing with an Asp scout, okay. I really wish some of those Anacondas would go away and I could find something like a wounded Anaconda instead. Look at all the proxy mines just be... the Type 9 just... Hold on, are they shooting the Mamba now? I thought the Mamba was wanted too. He is. Okay, well. Let's kill the Mamba. Oh, he's already in the hull. Hold on. No. Mamba's gone. See, all those lovely, lovely engineering materials there. Those are the ones I want. Okay. I think conclusion for me is keeping the oversized is probably the best option. We still did next to nothing against... We should actually try the Mamba now that he was in hull. So we'd find one more target. Hopefully something that's not in the wing, because I don't want to fight that... I'm more afraid of the scout than I am of the Python, because the scout is fast and it's going to be difficult to hit with the pacifiers. I'm not that good with fixed weapons. Anything that's not an enforcer. Thank you, Broken One, for the share and the like, of course. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please go down and hit the like button. That would help a lot. Unless we're gonna go murder hobos and just kill the Alliance Enforcer. Nah, you know what? Oh, something popped up. Oh, it's the other Alliance Enforcer. You know what? We're gonna go for that Python, and then we'll see what we do about that scout afterwards. It's gonna be an interesting one to take down. I'm just gonna clear the barrels here of the pacifiers. So let's see what we can do. I'm gonna try to stay on him with them just to see if we can do some hull damage here. Get up really close to him and then open up. %1 hull. Ah, come on. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Get him closer. There we go. That's one down. Okay, can we do any hull damage to him with 300 meters, and we're still missing with some of our shots. Yeah, we're actually doing some hull damage, but compared to that, I know some of it was a bump, but still. Thank you, Jack. Okay. Let's head back. And I'll put that back to overcharged, and then I think we're gonna go and try to do a rebuild and see if we can't make this thing into a little bit more practical build. James goes, ramming is good enough for the Bronx Ace. It's good enough for me. Yeah, that's right, Donglor. The NPC pirating for low temperature diamonds has been nerfed to the ground. They are now, all the mining ships are now carrying meat. I don't know. Yeah, it makes zero sense to me. Okay, I need a quick bio break. I'll throttle this down and let's see if I can get back before we overshoot it too much. So you guys can just wait here. I'll be back in like 1 minute or something like that. Be right back. There we go. Back just in time. Almost timed that perfectly. Okay. Gonna switch those back and... yeah, gonna switch those back to oversized. I think that is the best option. While we're at it, we could just look at the other options that are here. Just to see. The Rabbit 8 Astro cell phone charger cable. It's not just cell phone charger cables they're eating. They've been eating my... Now I managed to shield everything off, I think. But they have gone through a few Ethernet cables as well. Oh yeah, thanks for posting the Elite Guides site. Don't worry, it's still work in progress. Still working on some things. It's I keep getting sidetracked, but I think, ooh, I could just change this little thing here and this little thing there, rather than actually working on the stuff that I need before it's at a point where I feel like I can actually put it out of developing phase and put it into working, like an actual launch of it. So I should try to focus on those tasks and do all the small tweaking and additional, like, nice to have things afterwards. But it's just all the nice to have things are the fun things to do. By the way, look at this. I mean, this looks great. My friend used Type 7 to kill Dargoid Basilisk. Now he does not have Type 7. Hello, Robert. No, we actually already tried phasing sequence. We've just been testing out inertial impact as well. I mean, inertial impact looks great, but it's not terribly effective. At least not for what... At least not with these lasers. They might be... Remember that these lasers are very special because of their only having one armor penetration, armor piercing. So you can try this with other types of lasers and get very different results. Why didn't I get a landing pad? There we go.
Protocol initiated. Please submit a request prior to landing. Docking permission authorized. You may proceed to landing pad 07.
No, Robert. The phasing sequence, they were managed to maybe do 1-2% hull damage before the shield dropped on these NPCs. Sure, if we got people with a lot more shield, then they might be more useful, but overall, not so much. How long does notoriety last? Ooh, someone's been a bad boy. I think it goes down, is it 1 notoriety per 2 hours of game time or something like that? So, yeah. Okay, let's just see what other options we have, but I think this is, we're gonna end up with oversized flow control for less power draw. You know what, it might actually be we have to do something like this. Integrity, no. Strip down, no. Modification that causes weapon. Enhanced regeneration, no. Scramble spectrum. Allow hull strike to trigger random malfunctions of the target. No. Thermal shock. Heating up the target. Phasing sequence, try that. Multi-servo. What's best, oversized or multi-servo? Oh, that's alright. I haven't read the daily orders yet. Hold on, let me just check. Let's just check this real quick here. It's that one. Let me just quickly get a fresh one up here. So, Cytoscramblers with oversized or multi-servo. Multi-servo is actually slightly better in terms of damage output. Will you look at that? Drawback is 5% power. Hold on, why does this one have dispersion field? Or distortion field? Distortion field is not even an option here. What? Go home, you're drunk. Okay. No, oversized is better. Yeah, that's right, we'll do more distribute, but the distributor draw is not that big of an issue for the build. Look! Look at the jitter! Look at the jitter. it's, it's almost 180 degrees. Okay, something clearly went horribly wrong here. let's just try to reset this here for a second. I think something here is not right. Okay. Let's just go with Cytoscramblers with short range and oversized. And short range and multi-circle. Let's get this. Yes, oversized is better. Invert the jitter. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we are going to go oversized. Let me just quickly go into the game and let's do that. So at least we have that thing done. So we're going to set this back to oversized. And we've now officially gone full circle today. What a lovely way to spend engineering materials. Oversized. Okay. Now we can go back and we can begin to actually try to change the build a little bit. Oh, forgot to switch first. Okay. So, some of the things we want to do is we want to get rid of some of the armor. We want to increase our shields. Resistance is pretty good already, so I probably just want to pump in a few more hit points in it if I can. Resistance augmented force block. Resistance augmented force block. Resistance augmented force block. Resistance augmented force block. And here we have thermal fast charge. So we want to get rid of all that hull. And we want to... Let's just get rid of all the hull for now. And we want to add some... Whoops, that was not what I wanted to do. And we want to add some additional hit points. Let's just see what we can do if we get the bi-weaves back. And if we could go with a slightly more... Because this is force block, we could switch these over to thermal block. We switch all these over to thermal block. Actually, let's just do it the fast way. Boop, boop. That's thermal block. And then this one becomes reinforced fast charge. It means it takes slightly longer for it to recharge, but we have a bit of a hole in our... You know what? We should have a comparison between where we are now. So I'm just going to open up that one. So this is where we are now, right? With our shields. We haven't really... These are actually slightly better. Now we have a... Before we had a hole in kinetic, now we have a hole in thermal. But we have all these. Where we can put either shield cell banks, hull reinforcement, but I think maybe also Guardian shield reinforcement packs. Problem is, do we have the power to actually run this? If I put those in there. No, we do not. But... I can... take the frameshift drive and move that to category 2. And then we can... just use it. That's actually a thing I've never actually done, is what is the most power efficient way? What is the most power efficient way of using Guardian Shield Enforcement packs? Hold on. Spreadsheets. I don't want to disappoint you guys. I have to do some online, like some Guardian Shield Enforcement packs. So the A ones, it uses 1.26 power. 1.26 power for 215 megajoules of shields. That gives us 170 megajoules per 107 megajoules of power per megajoule of power used, or for power usage. Could change my power plant. I think my power plant is currently armored, but you're right. Now that we are going with that, we could actually change it from armored to overcharged, giving me a bit more. I'll keep that in mind. I just want to quickly do this testing here. 4D, you see, 5E has less there, but it's used less power. Oh, it does. So this was a 5, whoops, 5, god damn it, 5D. What about this one? 5, what was that, E? Yes, 5E has 198 with 116, which is exactly the same. Okay, I know, like within the accuracies that we can actually measure this. So if we go down to a 4D, this one uses 182, or gives you 182 shields, and it uses 1.05, which is slightly better. 4E. I'm not gonna go through all of them. I'm just gonna go through some. I just want to go down, let's say level 3 included. 6.3. Oh, I could just hover over them here. That would be a lot faster. Wow. 0.95. Again, pretty much the same. 3D has a power draw of 0.84, and E has 0.74. This one has 143, and this one has 7. Okay, so it varies a little bit, but overall, so like this was 3D and this was 3E. Overall, it's like very, very little. Max range is like 3 hit points per power. So overall, like a different 3 hit points. It's okay. It's nothing that's actually enough to be significant for this. Current game, Spreadsheet Simulator 2020. Yes. Well, I'm not going to disappoint you if you guys want to. You know, if you come by here, I am eventually going to live stream some spreadsheets. I don't know if you want to do something about that thermal. I feel like I do. I mean, we could keep this back at thermal resist. Let's just yeah, let's just keep this and then just put 4D shield reinforcement packs, boom, 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 like that. Now, explosive has definitely increased, kinetic has received a big boost, and so has thermal. So overall our shields are now significantly stronger, but our recharge time has also increased quite drastically. You know what? I'm gonna try something here. Let's just quickly go to in here, I'll go to the shield test and let's try out to see what it has to say about this. So, I don't think I'm gonna be hit by plasma accelerators very much. And I don't see a whole lot of explosive damage either. It is mainly thermal and kinetic. Let's just say a good, I don't know, like 40 thermal, 40 kinetic DPS incoming here. And the damage effect, like percent time taking damage is really low. It's probably like 25% of the time maybe. Because I'm spending so much time out of combat in this. We will be flying a Chieftain. We will fit a class 6 shield. We will be fitting 4 shield boosters. We allow A-rate. We do not have anything there. But we do have how much in our shields? 182 times 3. 564. So a shield cell here is 564. No, it's not shield cells. My bad. It's Guardian Shield Enforcement here. Was it 564? 546, right? Yes, 546, sorry. Maximum recon some seconds, allow prismatics, and calculate. It actually do want prismatics. So what if I only want, let's say, a minute and a half as maximum recharge? That's 90 seconds. Nothing useful to report. Ha! So it can't find anything that will fit these damage numbers. Okay, if we do not allow prismatics, so prismatics is what's gonna give us the longest. Can we zoom in on this? Yeah, a little bit. So you can see that prismatics is what's gonna give us the longest survival time of 203 seconds of sustained fire when we are looking at 40 kinetic DPS, 30 thermal DPS, no absolute, no explosive, and 25% combat time. Like where we are taking fire compared to where we are not taking fire. But what happens if we disable prismatics? It goes to biweaves and we lose about 10 seconds. But look at our recharge time. Here we have 145 seconds, it says. From 50%. And here we have 1,000 seconds. And where are the resistance at? We have a huge thermal hole here. And here it's much more bad. I think I always tend to gravitate towards this. Oh, it goes force block. Ugh. Why? So what did it do? It went thermal resistant force block. What? Thermal resistant and force block? That seems like a really odd choice. And then it was force block here as well. Force block. Force block. And force block. It's a good shields, but we have the 2-minute recharge on biweaves. Up from the, like, nothing we had before. But again, we have a lot more hit points. What do we gain from going fast charge here? Fast charge? It's like 20 seconds, so it's about a 10% reduction in recharge time. I guess it's because it's the reduction in resistance is not worth it. But how much do we gain here? 58.4. Okay, that's 4%. That's like an 8% reduction in the thermal damage. Oh yeah, of course it can't get that fast recharge because even with with all these Guardian Shield reinforcement packs down here. What would happen? I'm just playing around with this. What would happen if we like say, okay, we add like a tiny amount of absolute, just like 10 DPS of absolute. Now it actually wants to go normal shields where we want, because now that we had absolute, they're going that heavy resistance is no good. So if we can just avoid, it seems though, if we can avoid PAs at all costs, then it's okay going by weaves. But if we come up against something shooting PAs at us, then we're in trouble. I think I'm gonna go with the resistance focused one. Whether I'm gonna go force block here or I'm going with the I'm going fast charge, I don't know. Let's look at here. So it's how much effective hit points is different. Force block, it's 472. Okay, so it's about 200, so okay, so the question is basically, we also lose some over here, don't we? For 3. No, okay, that's nothing. So the question is, do we want 20 seconds faster recharge, or do we want 10% faster recharge, or do we want 10% more kinetic hit points? I don't know. I kind of leaning a little bit towards the fast charge, I think. And according to this, should give me a shorter survival time. But I think I'll stick with something like this. I mean, this is a decent amount of hit points. Okay. That was that. Next up, we need to look at these. Because the double shot is no good. We just realized before that rapid fire seems to be the way to go. And then screening shield. Hold on, I actually need to test something. Just a quick jump in game here. Because I always, when I use the pacifiers, I always tend to do single shots. Like I fire them one. I fire like semi-automatically. I'm just gonna get away from the no fire zone. That's a good point that if that fast recharge will drain my system capacitor faster. Did we leave the no fire zone? We did, okay. What I normally do when I fire the pacifiers here. There we go. Is I would fire them one at a time like that, because I like to try and aim in between. But could you actually, because if we go rapid fire, they will be firing so quickly. Okay, no, so you have to actually sit and manually fire this. So can I click faster than this? I could. My point here is that I'm not sure if having 8.1 rate of fire, that is misleading, because I cannot click 8 times a second on a trigger on a HOTAS. I might be able to click 3 times a second. That's more realistic. That's what we have now, and I feel like I can keep up with that. But 8.1, I don't think I can, and especially I'm going to lose some accuracy if I'm trying to fire this fast. So this is not a realistic number. How much DPS did we get out? We had 107 before. Yeah, I mean, you could use auto-clickers and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that's... I guess using auto-clickers would be... that is very much the gray zone. If you want to fire your frags faster. Can you bind it to rapid fire? I don't think that works like that. Yeah, it's a duck. I don't think that's using auto-clickers would probably not be something... that definitely gives an unfair advantage to people using it. So I don't think that's something you want to do. So my point just is that as fun as it looks on paper to have that massive burst DPS, I use the Steam controller, I need all the advantage I can get. But I don't think you can bind this to actually be fired rapidly. I don't think that I've never seen any controls like that, but to be honest, I never really bothered much with it. Yeah, you're right, Silent. We will need to make sure we have power for our collectors, but we have some leeway in terms of our power plant, which is currently armored and can be switched over. I would recommend Overcharged. You need more time on target. With high capacity, just boost the damage of the weapon rather than altering the rate of ammo use. Might be a good point there. Let's go over and have a look at that. What kind of options we have here. So, as fun as rapid fire looks, I'm not sure it's effective. I don't think that is the kind of damage output I would get. So, if we then gonna compare this with rapid fire, are we still gonna go screening shell? I think it's nice to have that screening shell. So get that reload down. From 5 seconds is a lot of time to wait for this to reload. Versus high capacity screening shell. Now, I put high capacity, but like, why are these identical now? Overcharged screening shell, there we go. Okay, so damage slightly higher. Damage per shot is a lot higher here. And the rate of fire is better. 4.5 I can possibly do. What was it before? 2.8. 4.5 I think because I feel like I can do a little bit faster than it is now. Heat per second, effective energy per second. I guess there's a point to be made here that yes, I carry more DPS here, but I will also need more time on target. That's a good point. And rate of fire of 5, this is slightly slower. This was overcharged. I think I'm gonna go overcharged. The slightly slower rate of fire giving me a little bit more time to aim. Or, well, when I'm aiming and I'm not firing at the full rate, I'm not wasting as much DPS as I otherwise would. If I go overcharged, I get a slight advantage from having the higher damage every time I pull the trigger. So I get rewarded for doing carefully aimed shots rather than just bursting ammo everywhere. And since the problem I'm trying to solve is to conserve ammo, I mean, I guess twice the ammo, I could just burst fire everything here, but reload is the same, and I won't hit with as much, and when I hit, it will be less. So I think takedown time-wise, overcharge is the way to go. So if I go with overcharged on these two, overcharged screening shell, like that, and then multi-cannon, we're gonna keep that, and that thing is broken. We're gonna keep that at... Where is it now? Is this broken? Yes, it's broken. Is it overcharged corrosive, I think? It is overcharged corrosive. So if we do that here, and say overcharged and corrosive shell, there we go. And there was of course the wrong tab, so we're gonna do it over here as well. There we go. Okay. Shield is done, weapons are done. We do have some power issues, so if we want to have any hope of getting some stuff in all those slots there, we have to switch this on over to overcharged and maybe monstrous. Let's keep it with thermal spread for now. Yes, I did try double shot, but problem is I'm running out of ammo way too quick. And yes, I can synthesize ammo, but I would like more than 10 minutes worth of ammo. And that's why I'm going, and then even though, like, double shot is a ton of fun, I think I do prefer having the slightly more effective. Okay, but this should give us a lot of power headroom now. So now we can begin to actually work with this. So, how many collectors? I mean, this gives us one limpet. I don't feel like one limpet is enough. I think I want probably to spend... Either I spend... Okay, what do you guys think? Should I go... We probably want... Do we want lifetime or do we just want... I don't know. Range doesn't really matter. We can go close. So I think I'm just going to go for the lifetime on the A-rated. But is 3 overkill? Two should be enough at a time, I guess. Because then we can use this for cargo. 32 limpets, 2 at a time. Should keep us going for a while. And we still have some... Well, a few slots that we can use. And a lot of power. What do you guys think? I mean, we could fit something like, I don't know, a supercruise assist module here if we wanted to. I mean, if... A fuel scoop? I mean, we're not going to move this around that much. We could add some hull just to like patch up the thermal resistance. That's a good point there from Broken. Guardian module reinforcements. It's a shame there's no class 3 slots. Is it? Yeah. What if we just put a little... We could put a little bit of hull reinforcements on there. 2D hull reinforcements with... like thermal resistant deep plating, I guess. That should iron that out nice and even. That actually gives us a pretty decent all-round tank here. And then heavy duty deep plating on this one for that added resistance. That's actually not bad armor numbers, to be honest. Can you get a level 2 shield cell bank? I don't think a level 2 shield cell bank would be much help, but let's investigate. Shield cell bank. So this would give us 68. Okay, let's just put specialized 3 on it and maybe boss shell. So this one, if we fire all 4, we should go B rated. Sorry, my bad, because 1 extra cell. So a single one gives us, let's say, 64 shield. That is not even 10%. So I don't think a 2B shield cell bank will do us much good. Then I think I'm better off with that. Repair limpet. I could fit a repair limpet controller down there, just a single one in the lower slot, I guess. I know these are not repairing that much, but swap one of the shield boosters to E and put another shield reinforcement pack. But I have plenty of the nose reason. I mean, I have a huge power headroom right now. I mean, if I wanted to, I could just go shield reinforcement. There we go. And just pump up those shield numbers a bit. It's gonna mean that our thermal is not great. And then, yeah, you could, like, repair limpets, anything really down here. Then put, like, a super cruise assist. Or should I put an advanced docking computer just to trigger people? I kind of like this, like, 2.5 seconds, 2.5 minutes, 2.5 seconds, wow. 2.5 minutes of recharge is not bad. And with all those shields, put in collector. The collector is right here. We have a 3A collector limpet with 2 active limpets, and we have a cargo rack, so we can have some collectors with us. We still have a lot of power headroom, so I guess we could improve the thermal characteristics of it a little bit. Is there anything here we could do to, like... I mean, how fast are we? We are still pretty fast. Downgrade the cargo rack. Hold on. Cargo racks in the 2 class 4 slots. Use the twos for collectors. Limpets. You throw limpets really quickly if you go against anyone with point defense. Ah, so one of your points is I need more cargo, so I should like get away with those. And then add collectors there, and then put another cargo in like so. Because that's a good point with the point defense. I was considering that it would... $32 Limpets is not a lot. Yeah, we also have James who suggests some, like, if we only need 16 Limpets in total. I think 60 Limpet is too little. If as soon as we attack something, if they have point defense, the Limpets are gone. Can always synthesizing Limpet is expensive though. You only get 4 and you spend a lot of materials. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we're not losing Limpets, I guess the obvious choice. So here's the trick. What I could do, because switching this out is easy. So what you could do is I could say, let's try to just go with 16 tons to start with and see if it's a problem with point defense and if we lose too many Limpets to point defense. With 16 we could do 8 launches, and if they have a full lifetime of 12 minutes, 12 times 8, that is 96 minutes. That's like an hour and a half and then some before those runs out. So if we're not losing too many to, is that even right? 12 minutes times, yeah, it should be okay. If we're not losing too many to point defense, then this one could just go and become, I keep forgetting I have to click there. It needs to focus directly at the search bar when you click it. Then I would just put another, another shield reinforcement pack in just to get that up even more, because I mean we have the power here anyway, so why not? And if it turns out we get into trouble with Limpets because they're getting shut up by point defense, then we just swap that one out with a cargo, and then we have more than enough Limpets. I had to synthesize ammo while my SRV had flipped upside down for being blasted. Hunting at the Guardian sites, I guess. I guess it's something like this I want to go for. At least for a first test. This could, I think, be a pretty fun thing to take into a Hashra site, kill stuff, and then just collect some materials in the process. Time is it? I could fly the thing back to Shinrata, and then, I mean, the rebuild is fairly straightforward. We have the scramblers in place. These just need, that one's still the same. These needs a rework. They need to go over to overcharged instead of double shot. So I need to visit whoever it is who does the, who even does that? Blueprints. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. Yes, it was Twitch. Haha. Frags overcharged. Do I have the materials? I do, and I need to visit Nemo. It was probably far away. Yeah, further than I want to fly right now. So those need to be reworked. The shields... That's it, this one's it. Is thermal resistant fast charge, which I believe it already is. Yes, so that's the same. All of my hull reinforcement, pretty much only the collector limpets could be lightweighted if I really wanted to. But it's the difference between nothing, basically. What's the difference between having these latent jump range 0.78, and if I lightweight these two, it gives me like 0.1 light year jump range. Maybe I would consider doing it, but I don't think it's worth the hassle. So all of this I don't need to do any engineering on. You can change the supercruisers out for anything you want, but I mean, all of this does need engineering. This one didn't. So we only need to do something on the pacifiers and on the power plant. This needs to go from armor to thermal spread. Or sorry, armor to overcharged. So it's a very, very little that I actually need to do in order to get this thing flying. That's not too bad. That's probably like one evening of just flying this around. I just take out that Guardian Shield Reinforcement Pack, put in an FSD booster instead, so I can get to the engineers easier, and then I'm good to go. I think if I put in an FSD booster here, I'll probably get, what, 150 light years of total range. Unlatent, of course, because I'm not going to carry all my limpets. Nah, not quite 150, but 130. Does mean if I need to get some of the furthest engineers, I will have to... but I'm going to swap up the cargo rack for a fuel scuba, then I should be good to go. And again, this weird class 1 slot that you can use for whatever. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call it for today. I'll definitely be doing this. We're reworking this ship, and then we're gonna take it out for a go at some point, and then see where, and then see if it works. See if there's enough with 16 tons of cargo. I don't know. It could be fun. I think this could be a fun thing to fly, and hopefully we can collect some materials in the process. Anyway, guys, as I said, this is going to be it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the stream. Please go down to the description below the stream, and you'll find the link for Discord. Lots of fun stuff going on over there, both elite but also non-elite rated stuff. We of course have our local faction, in-game faction, Terra X AstroCorp. So if you feel like you just want to run some, it's basically daily missions where you can go around in an area, run some missions, and then you help the faction, you help us advance and take over the galaxy. So join that. There'll be a bot that will tell you exactly what you need to do, and if that's not clear, then just get a hold of pretty much anyone and they will help you get this thing set up. Also in the description you will find links for stuff like the merch store, where you can buy a t-shirt like the one I'm wearing right here, or you can go and buy yourself a mug or whatever you like. Go down and have a look for that. You'll also find links for Patreon if you want to support the channel, and also links to Streamlabs where you can do one-time donations if you don't want to do it on a monthly basis. But yeah, that's going to be it for this time. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for the donations today. Thanks to Dongalora for moderating the chat and helping out with links. And until next time, I'll see you guys in space.